So we went out and we found the best beans that I can find that go with bourbon. We get these beans out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. We got these great flavors. We had biochemists come in and develop infusion techniques, and we made this amazing bourbon chocolate chip coffee. Using Brazilian bean, and it's really rich and flavorful and chocolatey. But for the toasted coconut rum, we use a Honduran bean that's a little bit lighter and fruitier. You know what, though?
Thank you for tuning in to Visit Vegas Places with Coyal, where we showcase business owners and entrepreneurs in the fabulous city of Las Vegas and internationally. So take notes. This is Real Vegas, real topics, real business with real owners, and you just might hit the jackpot. Oh, yeah. This is a good Friday, everybody. Welcome back with Coil. I want to thank you guys for downloading, whether if it's on Apple, Good Pods, my favorite is Good Pods, Spotify, or Amazon, or even YouTube. You guys remember you can go to the YouTube, check out all the old episodes. If you're just now getting up on me, you're new, go check out the older episodes. So some of the older day one business owners, they're all on YouTube on video also. And pretty soon, these will be soon on YouTube once I further along. But as we get to it, let's talk about Vegas and how you can tell locals. I can tell a Vegas local in a casino quick. If you're at the slot and a person next to you orders a coffee from the cocktail waitress, they're definitely a local. Now, this is a coffee city. A city of entertainment has to consume a lot of alcohol and coffee, sometimes both at once. Vegas is going to venture off to Florida for coffee today. I haven't ventured off in a while. Now I'm in Florida. That's right. I found a coffee code that has mastered the flavor infusion. I want to welcome Matt Zion, owner of Monkey Coat Coffee. Matt, thank you for
Hey,
joining
thanks
us.
for having me, Coyal.
It's no problem. All right, venturing off to Florida. Now, this is a brand new coffee company. Brand new.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been
A little
established?
over 3 months. We launched on Christmas of this past year.
I love it. And I'm definitely honored to be part to put you on a platform for you to represent your business in 3 months. That's lovely to me. And I know because I'm 2 years in is what I'm doing. But when I started, it's like almost everybody runs away from new business. And I wanted to make something that attracts new business. Like I love to hear it. And a lot of people's like, well, I'm only here, like only that's perfect for me. Let's do it. So man, my hat goes off. Good job, man, for starting
Thank
it.
you.
And I want to congrats you right now. Yes, yes. Now, what is one thing that you know now that you didn't know before starting this coffee business?
Oh my God. I think I made about 100 mistakes when I started. Um, but if there was just one thing that I know now is before I started getting into the coffee business, I would drink good coffees or okay coffees, but now I only drink
Right.
specialty grade coffees. Once you start with a specialty grade coffee, you can't go back. It's like having a fillet, and now you're like, well, I can't go back to top sirloin anymore. I'm eating fillet every night, so it really is the Cadillac of coffees.
I can't agree with you. Now, give us a quick background check. Give Vegas a background check about Matt Zion that links in, that gives your interest into coffee.
Uh, well, yeah, you and I talked about a little bit about this story, but so I was in the restaurant business for most of my life, and uh, I had some tragedy strike a little over 3 years ago, and at that point, I had a consulting business for companies in the hospitality industry, and I lost my fiance in 17 days to cancer, and the first 2 years I really didn't use constructively, and I regret it. And somebody said to me, you die twice. You die when you leave the earth, and you die when people forget about you. And I realized at that moment I needed to do
Hmm.
something to kind of keep her memory alive. So I have a large reach in the bourbon community, and I use that platform to um, to find a coffee, as coffee and bourbon drinkers overlap at such a high clip. So we went out and we found the best beans that I can find that go with bourbon. We get these beans out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. We got these great flavors. We had biochemists come in and develop infusion techniques, and we made this amazing bourbon chocolate chip coffee. And yeah, it's kind of all history from there. So we launched on Christmas. We sold out of our first run of 1,400 pounds in 4 days. We're in 14
Perfect.
stores now, in all in Florida, but we're getting requests
Yeah.
outside of Florida finally. And we just got picked up by a distributor in 3 states.
Man, that's good news right there. I love it. And exactly the reason why Vegas I have them on. This coffee is so good. Superb coffee, a flavor, unlike you've heard. And all the stores that are listening, you might want to check in on this coffee and get it out here. Matt, why coffee though? Why not soda or a healthy juice or something? What is your ties to coffee?
Coffee's so versatile. Everybody drinks coffee. So much can be done with coffee, but I kind of saw that coffee was a way for us to find an infusion that we could take with bourbon and chocolate and bring it into beans. There's so much chemistry
Mm,
involved in getting the right beans and the right flavors. Bourbon chocolate chips are first flavor, but in a couple weeks we're going to have toasted coconut rum coffee, and we use a completely
oh,
different bean for that one. For the bourbon chocolate chip, I know you've got your bag over
yes.
there. So the bourbon chocolate chip coffee, we use that amazing Brazilian bean, and it's really rich and flavorful and chocolatey. But for the toasted coconut rum, we use a Honduran bean that's a little bit lighter and fruitier. Than that. You know what though? You make the shirt look really good. Like,
I appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate that. I like this. Yes, man, I appreciate it. Now, what's the myth behind the name? I love it. When I you said monkey coat, I'm like, oh my God, that name, it rings a bell. And then not only that, the gear, you really have something going. I mean, this merch, the logo is cool. You may star a real coat.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We thought we were going to launch in August of last year. We're using a roastery up in Seattle, and the day that we were set to roast, they said they contract. So we had to move our roastery operations to Orlando. Well, since we had all the shirts and the mugs and everything, we said, let's just go ahead and open the website. We'll have the merch on it. If no one shows up, that's fine. We sold out of the merch 4 times
Right.
before we even got the coffee out. So the monkey cult kind of took off. We got this anti-coffee thing. People are like, we hate big coffee. We like, the little
Right.
guy. And I don't know, it took on a
Correct.
life of its own.
That's right. I love it. Now, the flavor bourbon chocolate chip, you guys, I've tried it. I've actually drank it just plain, So when I review coffee or tasting coffee, if you're a real coffee drinker, you definitely want to drink it plain before you add anything to it to get that true taste. And I can say I drank the cup. It's like I kept tasting it, kept tasting it. Next thing you know, the cup's almost gone. It's like I might as well just kill the cup. So you guys did a number on that bourbon chocolate chip. It
Thank you.
was a nice blend of both flavors. Good job on that.
Thank you.
Um, the next thing we can't leave out is that paradise rum cake, you guys. They have a rum cake that was delicious. I mean, you talking about your grandma's cake. This cake right here was delicious. Let the audience know about the paradise rum cake.
So there's a company here in the Largo area called Tony's Rum Cake, and they make 4 pound cakes for restaurants and bars and hotels. And I talked to the guy that owns it, John Gordon. I said, "Hey, I love your product. I can't be shipping 4 pound cakes all over the country." And he says, "Well, let's do something custom." So we do 12-ounce cakes. So they get shipped straight to your door in the box with coffee or with the mugs, with the shirts, with whatever, and they are amazing. I'm not a huge sweets fan, but
Yes.
we keep these with us, so we always have access to them, and that's not good. So I find myself eating way, way too many of these. They're so
That's
incredibly
right.
good.
They are. And it's funny you mentioned that because I'm not much of a sweet guy myself. And I'm not a cake guy. I'm more of a pie guy. But I would eat the rum cake because it was almost like it just melted in your mouth. It didn't have that cakey, bready, feel to it. It's just like melted right in your mouth. And then the rum, after you eat half of the cake, the rum kicks in. Beautiful. It was a good cake. I haven't had a cake like that in a while.
I'm glad you like it. Yeah, we think it's great, and like I said, you can order them. You know, it's a really good.
Beautiful. Now, I'm for the little guy. Of course, I'm a platform that sets the stage for small businesses. And again, what sets your coffee, which is the Monkey Call coffee, different from the other big name brands?
So it's interesting. I think in a way we kind of compete with flavored coffees, even though I don't know that we're actually a flavored coffee. We brought biochemists in to develop infusion techniques, and what we found out was when a lot of these flavored companies make coffee, they just take flavor and throw it on top of coffee and they mix it in. It's a very cheap flavor and a really cheap bean. And we went an opposite way. We said, let's go get the most expensive
Right.
specialty grade beans we can find. Let's make a real coffee. And then once we have a coffee, and all of the roasteries were saying, don't waste putting flavor on an amazing bean. We're like, we can enhance the flavors of the amazing
Mm,
bean. So we take the coffee and we take the flavors and we roast the flavors into the coffee. And we have some proprietary techniques that were developed by the biochemist. But this is a coffee that actual coffee drinkers like. Not it's
right.
not a sweet. It's an actual coffee, and
Yes.
yeah. So I think we created
Yeah.
something different, something new.
Yeah, it reminds me of a real old school coffee, and it had that kick to it, which real coffee drinkers look for. And what you just said that defines what we say in Vegas as a rebel. You went the rebel, like we're not going to do original flavors. We're going to just attack flavors because usually a coffee like we got to have them like our original before we can test out flavors. Like no, let's just go ahead and jump in. And I love that. That's good energy right there, and that's big faith, which you need as a business owner. You have to be able to not only vision it, but also live it and walk it before you're actually there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be honest. So we had so many people in the area that were so supportive of the idea. We give every time someone buys a bag, we make a donation to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. And I think a lot of people got behind that as well. And they wanted to try it because of that. And then once they tried it, they loved it. And I thought we were going to be a strictly online brand. We have our website
Right.
and people order directly off the website and we'll ship right to your door. But then we had stores coming to us going, hey, why don't we carry it? And I didn't realize that was going to happen. I
Right.
thought we were going to be strictly online. So, it's worked out in both ways, but it's really been the support of the community and a lot of people like yourself who, you and I hit it off. I think the first time we talked and we're like, yeah, let's do this.
Right. Right. It was networking, baby, at its finest. Now that is the mission I was going to bring up next. You just took it out of my hands, which is which every bag sold, a donation is contributed to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. Beautiful, very beautiful. Let us know in detail. Las Vegas loves that.
Yeah. So, one of the most stressful things I did was pick a charity. I knew that I wanted to donate to a charity to honor Robin's memory, and Robin's my fiance. And I didn't know which one to choose. So I started going around to all these charities asking them if they'd open their books to me. And a lot of them did, some of them didn't. And the ones that did, you would really be surprised how little money goes to benefiting people or actual cancer research. There's a lot of line items in charities that say awareness or strategies.
Right.
And, I'd ask them, I said, what is awareness? They're like, well, you got to make people aware. And I was like, what, aware that there's cancer? Of course, people already know there's cancer. So we found
Right.
the good people at the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. You can see them right there. And
Yes, sir.
they rank consistently high on Charity Navigator every year, and 90% of the money goes to actual cancer research, and they can show you where all the money goes. They're very transparent with their books, and they were so happy to kind of help and welcome us in, and we're happy. That took such a burden off me because I didn't want to make the wrong decision, you know,
Right.
and every month I get to write a check in her name to them, and it really makes me feel good.
Oh man, it's good heart, man. Good man, good heart. I love that story. That's beautiful. I bet the hard part is what's interesting is the process and procedures. I always wondered about that. Like, what was how many different packaging? Because like your bag, I'm a sucker for packaging. So when I saw your bag, I'm like, damn, this is cool right here. Like when I look at stuff, because I'm a consumer. Like I look at stuff literally, like I would have bought that just off the bag. Like even if I wouldn't want it, I would have bought that. How many, different bags you went through before you knew that like that was it?
Not just the design of the bag, because we went through multiple designs. My daughter
Mhm.
graduated from Savannah College of Arts and Design, and she's an illustrator, and she made the first one, and it was way too scary. Um, and we brought a graphics guy on with the company, and he, kind of refined it and, took her vision and ran with it. Um, and we knew we had the logo and the color schemes, and then when you get to the bag
Right.
and there's 150 different bags. Do you want a stand-up bag, a pouch? Where does it pull from? Where does
Right.
so there was
Right.
that was definitely one of the longest parts of the process. We went through 137 versions or 132 versions of picking the coffee, one of those numbers,
Wow.
and that was with when you add the coffee flavoring, you're mixing different percentages. You got these guys in the lab going, 1.23% chocolate. I'm like, that's just too much. We're taking it down to 1.21, upping the bourbon, using a different bourbon flavoring, but the bag was just as time consuming. So not only
Right.
is the front, very complex, but on the
Right.
back we have this degassing valve that you can see over the monkey. And what's cool is it lets gas out. So if you smell where the monkey is, you can actually smell the coffee. So
Spell it.
yeah, maybe
That's
smell
cool.
the monkey can be one of our catchphrases in the future.
That's cool. And not only that, like what went into like even the like velvety feeling of the bag. That all means something. That like that feeling of the bag is not like of any because you're used to it a shiny glossy look. You guys went with that velvet filled look, and I like that.
Yeah, it's a matted black look, and I think it mixes really well with the red. The red really pops with the matted black. And if you look on the side of the bag, our secondary logo is ghosted in images on the side of the bag. It's really
Oh
faint.
yeah, I see it. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
We have a QR code on the back. We wanted, people to be able to scan the bags. We have our hashtag, the join the cult on it. So we also have little descriptions on the side about each coffee. So every coffee will have its own
Yeah.
individual description. I'll say the one mistake that I made on this bag that we're changing for the next one is a lot of people
Hmm.
don't realize there's a pull tab that goes across here. So they end up cutting
Right.
it. So we're going to make the pull tab a different color on the
Oh
next
man.
bag.
I know. I like that pool tab. See, I guess because I'm a package guy, I analyzed before and I saw that, and I'm like, and I know my son. They were like, yeah, let's pull it right now. I'm like, no, hold on. I want to really look at the bag, and I'm like, this is so cool. But don't change nothing. I would rather just put pool here on top. You get what I
Well,
mean? Sometimes you got to spell it out to them.
it's going to be
Just
just a
put a little
different color.
wording.
We're just going to make the pull
Okay.
tab a different
Okay.
color so people see that it's there.
Yeah, this is nice because I pull mine's off perfectly, baby.
Yes, you
And
did.
right, that's right.
If you go on
Oh
Twitter
man,
and look at people showing off their bags on Twitter, you can see that a lot of them have cut it and folded it over and put a little clip on it.
yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, man. I love it. Now, you how do you? Is it just you, or do you have a team? How do you go about picking your flavors, or even deciding like what should I come up with next?
It's really just me. I have a lot of support from friends and families, but I mean, the process is me waking up at 5 in the morning, packaging up packages for 6 or 7 hours, making runs to UPS, FedEx, and UPS, coming back, handling social media, answering emails, driving
Right.
packages out everywhere, and then, coming to the roastery and deciding what flavors that we want to do. The bourbon chocolate chip was the easy one to decide. The toasted coconut rum was a little bit tougher. The third one that we're working on right now is either going to be vanilla agave or peanut butter whiskey. Both of those are in testing right now.
Oh
We're going to see
yeah.
what works well. The vanilla
Okay.
agave is a little bit sweeter kind of aftertaste, but
Mm-hmm.
it complements the coffee and almost tastes like a honey in the coffee. Um, and the peanut butter whiskey is sounds exactly like it tastes exactly like it sounds.
Yeah, I bet too. What about any more snacks?
So we've got John working on another, the guy who makes the rum cakes. We've got him working on cakes, including our actual coffee and the baking. So he's like, we can
Okay.
do a bourbon chocolate coffee cake. So we might do more cakes also.
I love it, man. I love it. I can't wait till you come out here. And if you guys are listening, man, I can see your package at Crozier pretty soon, man. It's going to be there. It's going to be in the big chains, Walmarts, and it's going to stand out from the other ones too. What we're talking about now, they're going to get to see what we're talking about on the shelves.
I appreciate that. We're on Walmart.com. You can get a better price if you just go right to the website. But yeah, it's I think we will be one day too. The important thing to me is that that we make that donation every time you buy a bag. We make that donation whether I sell it to a store or whether I sell it to an individual that's purchased it. We're still making that donation to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation.
Love it, man. I love it. Yes. Now, let everyone know your social media handles and also the website where they can either purchase the bag and also for the stores to contact you.
So you can go to monkeycoltcoffee.com, monkeycolt, CULT, coffee.com. And there's a tab on there for stores to contact. Reach me personally at my email, matt at monkeycoltcoffee.com. And what was the other? Oh, our social media handles. On Instagram, we're Monkey Cult Coffee Co. We're Monkey Cult Coffee on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at Coffee Cult Life. We're everywhere. You can find us on YouTube at Monkey Cult Coffee. So any place you go, we're there. Monkey Cult Coffee on TikTok as well.
Yes, sir. And then also, you guys check it out. You go ahead and get that coffee that we're talking about, which I highly recommend, the bourbon chocolate chip, and you got to get the paradise rum cake with it. Go ahead and order it. I had it ordered, shipped here to Vegas, fresh, good. I actually stored it in the refrigerator. Actually, it was so good, cold too. When we took it out, with the cold and the rum in it, you just like, man. But you guys want to make sure you use the code Visit Vegas 10, and that's Visit Vegas 10, and you get that 10%. So you go on the website. The website is right here in the show notes. Go directly there. You click. You go ahead and try the coffee, try the rum cake. I also have the shirt. The shirt is cool. So I got the shirt that I'm rocking. You hear he has coffee mugs. What else merchandise you got on there, Matt?
Here, so we got to show the front
Yeah,
and the back of
man.
this shirt.
Yeah, let's
So
do
we got the
this.
front, and then the back does have the join the cult over there. So um, besides the mugs, we have these amazing tumblers that have electric red lids. Everybody in the world's got these hot cold tumblers, and I told our guys, I said, I don't want to get a tumbler if it looks like all the other tumblers. So we have the black
Right.
tumbler with the red lettering, and it's got an electric red lid, and they work really well. The mugs the same thing. They're red on the inside, black on the outside. They look phenomenal. Our shirts, of course, but something that's really cool on our website that
Mm-hmm.
we sell a ton of is we have these cold brew pitchers. And they're 30-ounce cold brew pitchers, and they're very inexpensive as far as cold brew pitchers go. And if you like, one of the ways I love, especially being in Florida, you guys are in Vegas, it gets hot. In
Right.
July and August, it's not always coffee in the morning. Sometimes it's iced coffee in the morning. So
True.
you take this cold brew pitcher and you unscrew it. You just put your coffee straight in it, screw it back in, screw
Oh,
the top into the pitcher and throw it in the fridge. Do that the night before. The next morning, you'll have cold brew coffee.
I like
We
that.
also like using that for mixed drinks.
I like that. I like that. I like that, Matt. Yes, Matt. Now we're going to see if you like this or that before you head out. And we're also going to test your Vegas test to see how very, very Vegas you're okay. We went
All
easy on
right.
you too. You might get this one. So
All
for
right.
this or that, we got owner Matt Zion, owner of Monkey Coat Coffee. You guys again check them out in the show notes. Click and you want to use Visit Vegas 10. Visit Vegas 10. All right. So this or that, which one does Matt like? So we're gonna go old school. Everything is old school, Matt. I went old school. So for coffee, before the business, would you prefer Maxwell or Folgers?
Wow, I think we got to go Maxwell House, and you
Maxwell?
can't go. Yeah, you can't go Vultures in the morning. Maxwell House is. Maxwell
Yeah.
House is a little more legit.
Yeah, Maxwell, I think. Folgers, my grandma, that's back in. My grandma knew the Folgers, man. It was faithful with the Folgers. Okay, so this one now, when it comes to your coffee and your creamer, would you prefer liquid or powder creamer?
Oh, liquid all day long.
All day, baby. I think that's old school too, or more corporate or confinement when you see the powdered. It's like, oh my God, who uses that? It's like, man.
No, that's if you don't have enough fridge space, you have to go powder. But I'll say this: like I drink mine black. I know people that use caramel creamer in it, and people
Yes.
that use vanilla creamer. I like to drink it black. It drinks good anyway.
Man, to be honest with you, with your coffee, my wife, she likes the caramel, and I said, you know what, I need milk with this, so I like regular milk with mine because I don't want to mess the flavor up. Like if the coffee is good, give me regular. I'd rather take a half and half.
Yeah, people nowadays, there's so many more options for what we can do with our coffee. Back in the day, it was cream and sugar, and but now there's so many options for how you can flavor your
Right.
coffee. You don't need to do much to this. Huh?
Yeah, it's not even coffee no more by the time you get done with what they have now. It's
That's right.
a whole different drink. All right, so the last one we got, if you do you prefer Dunkin' Donuts or Winchell's?
Or what?
Winchell's. I don't know if you guys have that out there. I don't. I was wondering too when we had this Winchell's donuts. Do you guys have Winchell's?
No, we don't have
What's your
Winchell's.
donut spots?
We have Dunkin'. That's
Okay,
our donut spots here. So I guess I have to go with Dunkin'. I feel like
Dunkin'.
we're the
Yeah.
anti-coffee, we're the anti-Dunkin', but of the two, I think I have to take Dunkin'.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so you guys have Dunkin' out there, man. Yeah, you guys need. Have you thought about? Like we have this new place out here. I don't know if it's out there that's coming out. The Starbucks, of course, was trending, but there's this new place popping up, which is called Dutch Brothers, and they do like coffee and juices. Have it ever came across you yet? I know you're just getting in right now with that, but having like an outside brick and mortar.
It's not something that I want to do. Personally, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to be the direction that the company goes.
Right.
At some point, it's probably going to be, too big that I will be able to handle, and I'll probably need to bring in somebody a little bit smarter than me to run it at that point.
Tell me about it. We all do, Matt. We all do, baby. Yep. And that's what makes us smarter is being aware what we need to do on the next level. Yes. So the
Yes,
next one
yes.
is the next one is we're gonna see how very, very Vegas you are, Matt. And I give three options to make it easier, okay? So with this question, we're gonna see how very, very Vegas you are. Name the famous iconic Los Angeles donut shop that recently opened in Las Vegas. So name the famous iconic Los Angeles donut shop that recently opened in Las Vegas. Is
Oh
it
my God. Okay.
three options I'm gonna give you? Is it Dutch Brothers? Is it Krispy Kreme or Randy's Donuts?
Oh, it's Randy's.
Good job, baby. You got it, man. You got it. It's Randy's, baby. So, yes, you guys, Randy's has opened out here in Las Vegas, the iconic donut shop in Los Angeles. And if you're wondering, it's on Charleston Boulevard, 10267 West Charleston, and that's in between Hualapai and Town Center. You guys check it out. Randy's Donuts. Matt, man, I appreciate you. Much love, man.
Coyle, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Oh man, no problem. Thank you for your time. Is there any shout outs or anything you want to give before we head out?
No, I just appreciate you, man, for having me on here. The people of Vegas. I love Vegas. Vegas is a great town. And, thank you to all your listeners for considering us. When someone buys from us, we want to earn people's business. If someone orders from us, and we haven't had anybody send a bag back, but if you're not happy with it, send it back to us. But you're going to be happy with it.
Oh yeah. Love, peace, and coffee. I love it. So you guys remember visit Vegas 10 on the website. It is in the show notes. Check out that coffee. Do not miss out. Bourbon chocolate chip. If you don't drink coffee, get it for your mama, get it for your auntie or your grandma. Get it for somebody who drinks coffee at the workplace. Why don't you get rid of the corporate coffee and that powdered creamer and switch it with Matt stuff? Okay. Matt, appreciate you. Thank you on the rebound. And then when you get out here to Vegas, Matt, we're going to take care of you. Okay. We're going to plan that out for you.
I'm I like that. I'll be out soon.
All right, now, buddy. Vegas, thank you guys for listening. Of course, also around the world, you guys, I can't forget you guys. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to download and don't forget to check out Matt at Monkey Coat Coffee. I love you guys, and I will check you next Friday. Matt, yes, sir. Check it out. Appreciate you, Matt. I'll see you in the next round now.
Later, Coyal.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and download. Also, you can email us, email the show, any questions. You can email us at visitvegasplaces@gmail.com, and that's visitvegasplaces@gmail.com. And you can also support the show. Support is always welcome. Make sure you can follow the link inside the show notes, and that is on Cash App, $Visit Vegas, $Visit Vegas. Follow us on all social media platforms, you guys, and that's at Visit Vegas Places, and that's whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the good stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next Friday at 12 noon Pacific Time Standard.